Sikes, and today I'm going to take you into my world of nutrition and how I utilize the 21-day fix and the container system to make sure that my nutrition stays on track, I'm getting the correct portion, and all of my nutrients I need on a daily basis. Every day I follow a set number of containers that I'm allowed to eat for that day. That makes sure that I'm getting the right amount of food groups in the right portions every day. I have little trackers that I follow, and it tells me how many containers of each food group that I get each day. The containers are super convenient, but because they have the correct portion sizes. So I'm never guessing if I'm overeating in a certain food group. So every morning I start off with my Shakeology. And one scoop of Shakeology is one red. Now, before I get too far, let me tell you just a little bit about the colors, because you're probably looking like, what is red? Well, we have different, our containers are grouped by colors. So we have green for your veggies. We have purple for your fruits. Red is going to be your proteins. You have yellow for your carbs or starches. Blues are your healthy fats like cheeses or avocados or oils. You have your orange for your seeds and dressings. And then you also have, and I don't have it quite think it's probably in the dishwasher, your teaspoons. Now your teaspoons are things for like nut butters, because I love having peanut butter in my smoothie every morning. And it's also good for your coconut oil. If you are an avid coffee drinker and you have to have that coffee creamer in your coffee every morning, if you take your black coffee and like a teaspoon of coconut oil and you blend it in your blender, it gets it all frothy and smooth, and it's just like a latte without adding that coffee creamer into the cup. So, like I said, every morning I start off with my Shakeology, and that is one red container. And to my Shakeology, I also add half of a banana. Now the banana, a half of a large banana is gonna be one purple container. So, I take my sheet right here, and I mark down that I've had one red and one purple. That's my breakfast every single morning. It's easy, it's convenient. Getting 4 kids ready for school or whatever, that is my go-to. I don't have time to sit down and have breakfast. I make my smoothie, it keeps me satisfied until I have my next meal. So I wanna show you what I do for an easy lunch or dinner or any other type of meal. I baked off some basic just some chicken breasts without the skin. And it's super simple to do. You put them in the oven, 375 degrees, bake them for 30 minutes, take them out and just let them sit. Whatever you do, do not cut into them when you take them out of the oven. You wanna let the juices redistribute. So I have my chicken breast that I baked off, and I bake them off several at a time, so that way I have them and they're easy to go. I'll chop them all up, I'll put them in a big container, and then when I need them, I'll take out what portion size I need, and it'll be perfect. So right now what I'm gonna show you is my spiced up chicken salad. So I'm gonna get one of my chicken breasts, make sure that I have the stuff off, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a chop. And remember, proteins are in your red container. So when I cut it up, I wanna fit it into this container. And the rule of thumb is, if you can get it to fit, then you can eat it. So I've got my chopped chicken. Just gonna stick it in here. Every once in a while, a little bit goes in my mouth. And get some more. Okay, that's about all that's gonna handle. So that can go off to the side for something else. Now to this, my chicken salad, I love celery because I like that crunch. And I don't really count the celery that I add in just because I use such a small amount. I might use a tablespoon of celery. And remember, your veggies are gonna go in your green containers. Okay, so I'm gonna cut up my celery, and I only use about a tablespoon because I'm just making a 1 serving of my chicken salad. If you wanted to use more, you could. But since I'm only using such a small amount and it's just kind of for that flavor and seasoning, I'm not going to count it as a food group. But if I were using bulk amounts, I would use my green container because it's my veggie. So I'm gonna just give it a little bit of a rough chop. See, and I only used about a tablespoon. I'm gonna stick it in my Ninja because everything is better in my Ninja. For those of you who need a new blender, I love my Ninja. It is the best thing in the world. And when I got it, they gave me this cute little baby one. And it's perfect for making, you know, frozen sorbets or chicken salad or tuna salad, sauces, all that kind of stuff. It's great. I like heat. So I'm also going to add some jalapeno to my chicken salad. And I'm just gonna give it a rough chop so it doesn't get too much on my fingers. Add my chicken in. And then before I add any of the wet ingredients, I'm gonna give this a rough chop. I don't wanna puree it into mush, I just kinda wanna break it all up together. So you just wanna give it a rough chop and let it get a little coarse. Whenever I make things, because I really like to make it at home because I know what ingredients are going into it, and I like to use fresh ingredients. I don't like to use canned jalapenos or canned mushrooms or any of that kind of stuff. I like to use whole, non-processed, clean foods. So I'm gonna take, instead of mayonnaise because traditionally chicken salad or tuna salad or any of that kind of stuff, it uses mayonnaise. And we don't wanna use mayonnaise when we're following a clean diet. So what I'm gonna use is some 0% plain Greek yogurt. Again, I'm just gonna use a little bit. It's just gonna be to moisten. I'm gonna kinda test it out. If I were using this as a full thing, Greek yogurt is actually considered a protein. So one red container of Greek yogurt would be one protein. So I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper and salt. Now, one thing about salt is get rid of your table salt. It has no beneficial qualities. Sodium is so incredibly bad for you. However, this right here is pink Himalayan sea salt, and it actually has good qualities in it that are beneficial to your health. You can go online and check it out. It's really amazing stuff. You can buy it at the store, but I just buy mine in bulk through Amazon. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of that pink Himalayan sea salt. All right, now let's get that lid on and pulse it some more. I'm really careful with the pulsing because I don't want to overdo it. I think I need another little bit of my Greek yogurt. All right, let's put this over here. Another lesson I had to learn is these things are super sharp. All right, so I'm just gonna get it out into my bowl. And see, it's got that nice, I love the texture of the chicken salad. Instead of those big chunks of chicken, it's all kind of, everything is the same size, which if you're like me, that's kind of a big deal. Okay, so I've got my chicken salad. Let's give it a little taste. Good. This is the point where you might want to add a little more salt, more pepper, any other seasonings you could throw in it. You could throw in fresh parsley. If you like dill, you could put dill in it. But this is just how I like mine. So I'm gonna leave mine here at this point. So now I'm gonna take my chicken salad that I just made and I'm gonna assemble my lettuce wraps. So I've got this beautiful romaine here. It's already been washed and cleaned. I'm just gonna take a couple of leaves. So remember, this was my protein. So I have 1 red cup, and then here are some lettuce. Now I'm gonna make this is gonna be part of my green cup, but I'm gonna add some more veggies on top, so I'm not quite done filling my green. And you get all of this chicken salad, so I'm just gonna fill my lettuce leaves. They're more like lettuce boats instead of lettuce wraps. Look like little canoes. So I've got this part of the wraps assembled. I'm gonna set it to the side and I'm gonna top it with some veggies. So let's get some tomato. And here I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start putting stuff in my green cup. I'm gonna say my lettuce is probably like 1/4 of the green cup. I've got this. Let's give it a little bit more heat. More jalapeno. Throw in some more crunch from that celery. So I've probably got about a half a container of my greens going on and my lettuce wrap. Boats. So that is part of my meal. So to that, I'm gonna add, because I still have more greens for my veggies. I'm gonna add some mini sweet peppers. Get all the seeds out. And if I were to put them in my containers, you can tell I'm gonna get it. Let's add one more. Get all our veggies in. So I've got about another half a cup of veggies in here just with the peppers. So I'm just gonna kind of lay these right here, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do with them in just a minute. My blue container. The blue container is going to be your healthy fats, remember? So I'm going to take an avocado. I'm going to cut it in half. All right. I'm going to scoop it out onto my board. And I'm going to make some fresh guacamole. Add a little bit more of that tomato from earlier. Just enough to give it a little bit of flavor. Some heat from the jalapeno. Get some garlic real quick. You can use as little or as much as you want. It's really a personal preference. I really enjoy garlic, and I think it really adds to the guacamole. So I'm gonna add about a half a clove. Some salt. Some pepper. And then I'm just gonna mash. Right here on my cutting board. You can add onions, you can add peppers, whatever you want to do. This is your own thing. All right, so take your guacamole. You're going to scoop it into your blue container. Level it off. Give it a little taste, make sure it's got all the spices that you need. And then I'm going to take my guacamole and I'm going to stuff it into my bell peppers. And this looks like a ton of food, but all it is a serving of vegetables, a serving of protein, and a healthy fat. That's it. And I'm not even done yet. If you wanted, instead of to use the lettuce wraps, to put these on something like whole grain toast or corn tortilla or a flat wrap, you could do that and use that as a carb for your yellow container. I'm gonna save my yellow container later for something else that I'll show you, but I am going to add some fruit. So, I love cherries. So I'm gonna take my purple container, which is for my fruits. I'm just gonna fill it with cherries. And then I never eat out of my containers just because it makes me feel like I'm not really eating. So there you, oh, and let's go mark our thing off because we have our list. So we did for lunch, we did a red container, we did another purple container. I'm already at my 2 count for my purples, so I'm not doing any more purples today. I have a green container for my veggies. I still have 2 more to get in for today, and 2 more veggies. And I still have, oh, I also did a healthy fat for my blue. So this is gonna be my lunch, and this is my meal. This is what I mean by it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. You have beautiful food, you have food that fills you up. You are not gonna go hungry when you are eating food on, living healthy and clean. This is gonna be my lunch. What's yours?
I'm Ashley Sikes, founder of the Tabono tribe. And remember, confidence is the best thing you can wear.